Hey there, everybody. It's Attorney Dion Michelle Green with Love, Life, and the Law, and I pose a question to you today. What if your best just isn't good enough? I know we all want to believe that if we try our best, we're always going to achieve what we seek to achieve. But what if you want to be an NFL player and you break your leg? What if you want to be in the WNBA and you break your arm and you can't and you're not able to come back from that? What if you want to be a doctor but you can't pass some of the courses that are required to become a doctor? What if you want to be a lawyer and you end up with a criminal background? And I'm not saying you can't be a lawyer if you have a criminal background. I think Judge Joe Brown actually had a criminal background. I don't know what that says about my profession. Not Joe Brown. Again, everybody has something, right? We all got something. I used to have tickets before I became an attorney. I think they got me. That's another story. I ain't gonna bring that stuff up. But I'm just saying, I paid them. But what if your best isn't good enough? What if everything that you wanted to do, you were hinging on that scholarship and you don't get that scholarship? What if you wanted to join the military and you can't pass the ASVAB? What if you wanted to join the military and you end up getting pregnant and they don't allow people who don't, and you're a single parent, they don't allow single parents to come in. You have to give your child to someone if you're a single parent because the job is so grueling. You know, you can't take a child with you out into the field. So what if your best just isn't good enough? What do you do? Well, there's a phrase that a lot of people use that I don't think we think about that phrase very, very deeply or enough, or think about it even often enough, or even think about it often enough. And that phrase is, you hope for the best, but you prepare for the worst. So let me say that again, Levy. There's a phrase that's often used that I don't think we think about enough. I don't think we use it to our advantage enough. And that phrase is, you hope for the best, but you prepare for the worst. What does that mean? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. If your first goal is to become a professional football player, okay, then you work hard, you train hard, you play AAU ball. I think that's for basketball and football. You get good grades, you play on your high school team, you make clips of yourself, you get accepted into a school, a college. You have to go to college for at least 2 years to play football in the NFL. It's a prerequisite. The NBA, I think you only got to play a semester in college. It used to be that you could go straight from high school to the NBA. You know, if you want to be like LaMelo Ball, I think he went overseas and played, so he had a professional resume, and then he came to the NBA. But the point is, you do all of that stuff, okay? You do the prerequisites. You get seen, however you got to do it, even if you got to go overseas. You fight hard for your goal. But if you don't get picked up by a team, what are you going to do? Okay, maybe that's one option. You go overseas and you play. Or maybe another option is you play in the G League before you get into the NBA if it's basketball. If it's football, there are all kinds of indoor arena football teams that you can play on because you still want to keep those skills up and you want to be seen. But let's say that time passes, 5, 6, 7 years. Now your body is not what it used to be and you're not competitive. What do you do next? Well, hopefully when you went to school, you got your degree. Or if you didn't get a degree, you had a scholarship and you could go back. Or you had money that you put away while you were playing semi-pro football or whatever the case may be so that you can still move forward. And now maybe you can't be a football player in the NFL, but maybe you can be a coach. Maybe you can go to school and become a physical therapist and you can still be around the sport that you love. Maybe you could coach middle school or high school football. You hope for the best, but you prepare for the worst. What if you wanted to be a doctor and you just having the worst time passing those medical science classes? Maybe what you can do now, if you're not going to be a doctor, maybe that's not for you. Maybe you can be in hospital administration. Maybe you can be the person that helps hospitals be better. Maybe you can start working on legislation related to health care. Maybe you can find something that's in that wheelhouse related to that profession. But what you don't do is stop, be stagnant. That's not what you do. What you do is continue to press forward. There's a saying that if you shoot for the moon and you miss, at least you'll end up somewhere in the stars. I told somebody I've got a goal. Let's say my numerical goal is $50 million in the next 10 years. That's not it, but let's say that that's what it was. If I only make $5 million in the next 10 years, am I going to be devastated? Probably not. Probably not. I may not have reached the goal that I wanted to reach, but because I was moving towards my goal, I still achieved something exceptional. Maybe my goal is to eventually have a restaurant. Okay, but instead of a restaurant right away, maybe I start with a food cart. And then I work my way up to a food truck, and then I work my way into a restaurant, and then I franchise, and then I do whatever it is that's on my heart, because by the time I franchise, I can do whatever it is that's on my heart. I'm just saying. Don't let plan A be the only plan. You hope for the best, but you prepare for the worst. And sometimes your best just is not good enough. It's not good enough to get you where you want to be. So then you adjust and get close to where you want to be. Or you find something that you even enjoy better or more than where you thought you wanted to be. When one door closes, another one opens. You just have to be looking for the door. I know a lot about a little, and a little about a lot, but the biggest thing I know is you got to keep God up top. It's Dion Michelle for Love, Life, and the Law. Ciao.